It's kind of an historical moment. It really feels like we're kind of embracing something new that is very exciting. It's very exciting to us internally, as well as I think to the rest of the world, so to speak, or to the community. The responses we got as soon as we introduced the idea of the multimedia was even sometimes people said, well, it's about time. So people really felt that, and what for me what it really symbolizes is that there is people are still very much unsecure about what is multimedia, and there's very little reference, there's very little standards, and I think, and it's a bit of a compliment for our organization, that people are really looking forward to what this jury will decide upon. So it's not, to me it is, it's more about reflecting certain kind of trends, reflecting certain kind of developments in the industry, and hopefully also it sets certain kind of standards for people who are just starting in multimedia or people who are looking for certain kind of reference. We've decided to work on a nomination process instead of opening up the competition. Like people know from us, from our photo competition, as being open for every single photojournalist, professional photojournalist. For us, it was an important decision to move on into this direction, simply because we felt it's the first time. So we feel that it is important to do it very, very good and very carefully, meaning that we would like to keep the whole process manageable. So therefore we thought, okay, if we put together a group of nominators reflecting different kind of disciplines that we feel are important for this competition. So we're not solely or exclusively focusing on photographers, but we're also inviting people like documentary makers, people who are experienced, of course, in multimedia productions, but even people who have experiences in even almost gaming or interactive technologies. So for us, there was a big adventure in a way, because it's also an area or a community that we are not that familiar with. So we had to put a lot of effort and energy in getting to reach out to people that we actually didn't know. So we invested time in expanding our network. And we feel that we managed to attract a group that at one hand represents those different kind of technical disciplines, and at the other hand representing a representative geographical dispersion. There's a lot of experience, and we have an enormous track record there. But at the same time, we realized that this area of multimedia is something very new to us. So it's a new venture. It's very exciting, but at the same time, it meant that we had to learn a lot. And that's also the position that we are in right now. You know, we see it as an interesting pilot, meaning something that we are part of the learning curve. And we're very open to listen to the feedback that we might get from our jury members, that we might get from or that we will definitely get from the outside world once that the results are being announced. But we are very open to take all these things into account and to reflect on it and to evaluate on it and make sure that we take all these kind of considerations, suggestions, criticisms into account for the development of this competition for the years to come. To stress the importance of press photography, for us was also a reason to invite at least 2 distinguished jury members that kind of represents the industry. Our chair at Kashi, of course, comes from the photojournalistic background, but is also considered a kind of pioneer in multimedia productions. The same goes for Gideon Mendel, someone who's been working in photojournalistic or in the conventional photojournalistic ways, but are moving on in telling stories differently and in adding new elements. And for us, it is important that within the group of experts, the jury members, we have at least that's a photojournalistic tradition very well represented as well.